your leadership quality and all those. Yeah, so how do you structure a statement of purpose? What should be the content of a statement of purpose? That I'll be telling you today. All right, so you might want to hang around until the end of the video. So hello people, my name is Gabriel. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Um, I see a lot of people subscribe to my YouTube channel already, so I want to say thank you. And if you're yet to subscribe, of course you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. So today is gonna be a very quick one. Yeah. So I'm gonna be talking about a statement of purpose and how to structure a statement of purpose. Now, a lot of you don't know, or some people do not know what a statement of purpose is. It's SOP for short. So I'm gonna have to define what a statement of purpose is. A statement of purpose, sometimes referred to as a personal statement, is a critical piece of writing in graduate school application. It tells the admission office or committee who you are, what your academic and professional interests are, and how you will be or add value to the program you're applying to. Yeah, so it's an essay that you write that tells the admission committee what your motivation are, why you want to take that particular course or program, and what you'll be bringing. It tells them who you are, your quality, your leadership quality, and all those. Yeah, so how do you structure a statement of purpose? What should be the content of a statement of purpose? That I'll be telling you today. All right, so you might want to hang around until the end of the video because I have something for everybody. At the end of this video, I'm pretty sure that you will be able to write your own personal statement or SOP. Let's dive in proper. You already know what a statement of purpose is. Yeah, but what are the content of a statement of purpose and how should you structure it? Yeah, I must say before I dive in proper that there is no particular or one way to structure a statement of purpose. Yeah, no one way method to structure a statement of purpose. Now, I'm gonna be using SOP a lot because statement of purpose is really a long one and it could be a tongue twister. So I'm gonna be saying SOP. Yeah, right. So the number one thing you want to do is you want to introduce yourself. This is one way. You want to introduce yourself. When I say introduce yourself, I do not mean that you say my name is Gabriel. I am 16 years old and my hobbies are no. That is not what I meant by you introducing yourself. Now, when I say introduce yourself, I meant that you introduce the academic field of interest. You write how and why it interests you and what do you aspire to do in this domain. Now, that is one way to start your statement of purpose. You introduce the academic field of interest, write how and why it interests you, and what you aspire to do in that domain. Yeah, and another way you could go about starting your statement of purpose is you could define a problem statement or a problem that you notice that you want to tackle, that you want to solve. Yeah, you could say that, oh, as an engineer, you realize that the road that leads to your house or your grandfather's house has been blah blah blah, and there's been a major accident on that road, and you as an engineer aspiring to be an engineer, you're looking to solving this problem. Yeah, that's one way to also start a statement of purpose. But what you want to do is try to get the attention of whoever is reading it, the admission committee in this case. You understand? So that is one thing you want to do. That's the introductory part. Make sure it is catchy. Make them want to stay on it and read it. And of course, you could tell a story. That's one way to start a statement of purpose to SOP2. You could tell a story. Now, the second part will be your background. Yeah, you summarize your undergraduate and previous graduate career, the research you conducted, indicate with who, with which professor, that you could go that way. And another thing you could do is the second part will be your academic information of either school or college that you attended before. You could also talk about your industrial exposure and your training experience. Now you could go that okay, you are a graduate of accounting, and if your GPA is really good, you could include that. Then you want to talk about your project. Now you want to give a title of your project like the usefulness of forensic audits in the detection and prevention of fraud. Now you want to talk about how you carried out your project and the result. So you want to talk about your professional experience, and yeah, you get the drift, right? that will be the second part. You want to talk about your background, academic interest from your previous institution, either a college or it could be a university. You might be applying for a PhD in this case. So yeah, you want to talk about that and your project, how you went about your project, what you did with who, and the result, how you went about it, what you applied, and all that stuff, and the result of your project. Now, the third part is gonna really be a quick one. At the end of the video, I'm gonna leave a sample statement of purpose, and this will be a guide to help you write your own statement of purpose. Now, the third part, you want to talk about your career goals. Now, you clearly specify your goal immediately after this course. Now, when you're done with this course or your program in this university, what do you intend to do with what you've learned from the school? Now, you can go about saying, when I'm after my graduation from so university or in this program, now you intend to build your own, company and start up whatever. Now what I'm trying to say is specify why you want to pursue this particular course. Then you clearly specify your goal immediately after this course, so you portray your long-term plans. That's about 10 to 15 years. In 10 to 15 years time, this is what you want to achieve, this is where you want to be. So you portray your long-term plan. Then never talk about staying in a foreign country. Like after my program, I want to stay in the United States, and no, don't do that. So you want to talk about you going back to your home country and trying to implement what you've learned in the school, by helping your country develop in so sector of your country which you believe is really poor at the time. So now that will be my third part. Then you want to talk about why that university. In the US, there are thousands of universities, more than 5,000 universities. Now, why are you picking this particular university? You want to tell the admission office or committee why you're picking that university. So you want to go by specifying the features of the university that attract you. And that could be a research lab that you noticed or that you found on the website, or the experiential method of teaching in the school. Or you want to talk about a professor which you found on the school faculty website, and the research the professor is conducting, which is one of the reasons why you've chosen the school. Yeah, you could go that way. Then yeah, pretty much so. Then you want to conclude your statement of purpose by summing up what you have written. Do not write anything about financial assistance. You don't tell them you want scholarship and all that stuff. You understand? So in a nutshell, I'm saying the part one should focus on your introduction. This is where you tell the admission committee your interest, your academic interest, and why you want to pursue whatever you're pursuing in that domain. The part two, you summarize your undergraduate or whatever college you attended before, the previous work you've done with who, what professor, the project, and the outcome of the project. Now, the number three,